Alrighty guys, well, we are back in Blender. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the stream here on my phone so I can read the chat. Alright, so here we are in Blender. I'm pretty sure this mesh is triangulated. I don't think I needed to do that. So let me just go ahead and see if I can untriangulate. Control Shift T perhaps. Whatever, it's fine. Because I could have just triangulated on export for the entire thing. But yeah. There it is, triangulated mesh. I could have literally just done that, but it's fine. It does the same thing. Okay, so 2:51 p.m. It is an FPS file if I think, wait, no, it's not an FPS file, is it? No. But everything should be, oops, alright. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. Okay. So what I want to do first is I'm going to bake the mesh maps just like we did last time. And that is here. Okay. Bake mesh maps. So this all looks like it's actually fixed. Might not even have any issues with the ambient occlusion. But yeah. So this is an FPS file. How can I see? I literally forgot. Okay, I'm gonna have to literally look back on the stream to see if I exported an FPS or if I exported an OBJ. But yeah, basically, just you don't have to do what I did because I pressed Control T to triangulate the entire mesh, and I didn't really need to do that. I could have literally just done it on export here. So there's a setting right here, just check triangulated mesh, and it's literally a checkbox. You don't really have to do much on your actual mesh. You can just keep the topology as clean as it is. But yeah, basically try it not to use inefficient methods like triangulating the whole mesh. Okay, 1451. Yeah, so it's an OBJ. Wait, yeah, it's an OBJ. If you heard feedback, it's because I had the stream on my phone again, because I'm checking the chat on it. It's kind of annoying. I need a second monitor. So that I can actually read the chat and not have to pull up my phone on the side every single time. But yeah, I have some Kit Kats today. It's not the ice cream, but I guess it does the job. So this is gonna take a little bit, might take like 5 minutes, because we're baking every single mesh map in the entire terminal. And you might see 4096 for everything, but you can change this like when you export the actual thing. Like this is just how the mesh maps are being baked. And I guess ideally we want everything at 4K. I don't see why not. So while that bakes, I think it is smart to look up some materials for the actual wall. So alright, let me do this. So we're gonna look up a concrete material. And let's see, what options do we have? So I think something that has, so Pensacola, January 2023. So this is relatively recent. It's not very recent, but this is kind of how it looks like from that side. I'm not sure though. Yeah, this seems to be the same one I used last year for the actual texturing of this terminal. So this is kind of like the type of material I'm looking for, but I might have to make it myself. But I need like a good base material for the back, so like something grainy like this. So yeah, let's look for that. It seems like this one's a pretty good option. Smooth concrete for this back right here, and then we can maybe adjust the color. It's updated on Google Earth, by the way, so we don't really need to dig in too much for updated 3D, you know, photogrammetry reference, because we already have most of it. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and download. So I've already downloaded this material, which is, I think, what's closest to this one. And so I was also saying that we've got this other one. It's this grainy concrete one, which kind of looks like this, so I'm not going to use it. But I don't know, I might come back to it, because I could take advantage of the fact that it looks very similar to, you know, a grainy concrete material, because it's literally grainy concrete. So yeah, I mean, we can always use parts of these types of materials. You don't have to use everything. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't aim to find something that's very specifically geared towards what we want. Even though, like, maybe it's not very likely that we'll find the right material that looks exactly like this one, but we can always use parts of different ones and then merge, and then just kind of work with that. So, yeah. So we got everything exported from Blender, we got it into Substance Painter, and we're just waiting for the last map to bake, and there we go, return to painting mode. So we're gonna start. So, not noticing any issues anywhere. And again, this is a relatively old model. Pretty old, honestly. But yeah, okay. So maybe I'll pull up Google Earth. Earth.google.com. Okay. Pensacola, Florida. Okay. So it's a little darker than this. I mean, we can source from Google Earth, but I think it's the color is a little darker. Let's go ahead and import that material. So let's import it into our library, and we will be, actually, let's start with back terminal, or yeah, because this is like the wall for the whole thing, right? So smooth concrete, add that in there, and obviously the scale is wrong, so try planar projection, increase the tiling. Let's see how this does. So this scale is obviously insanely massive. Needs more graininess, in my opinion, or maybe it's just the resolution. Let's try with like 128. Yeah, no, I don't think this is gonna work. So let's try this one. Grainy concrete, download. It's gonna be a really long, really big file. Happens. It's either like less than 1 megabyte or 300 megabytes. There's no in between. This is a little bit more like what we're wanting. Obviously, the color is way too light. But let's see if we can start by sourcing from Earth here. Obviously, this is not the color that we're gonna be using because it's too light. So we're gonna mess with these sliders. So bring that value down a little bit more. Saturation up even a little more. I think it's a little desaturated. Don't want it to look too yellow, so maybe bring that back a tad if needed. Yeah, no, it does not look peach at all. I think it's got the wrong hue on it. Needs to be more orange. Yeah, there we go. By the way, this is not how it's gonna look like as the final product. This is like a rough estimate, obviously. Does this look right? I don't really want to get striked, so I don't think I should play this on stream. But we can, I guess we can take frames. So like this, so I'm not sure, cause see, this isn't necessarily a good thing, cause we can see this angle, and the color seems to be a lot more washed out and like dark. But like, oh wait, why does it do that? What? That's so annoying. Hold on. Are you kidding me? That is so annoying. Okay. Let's try to match it manually then. So, the hue is something like dark brown. So saturation, increase the value a little more. So it's a little bit more orange. So supposedly it's this dark, but And it would make sense because if we make it lighter, it looks more like Google Earth. So I'd say this is pretty good for the color. Obviously not the actual material because we're gonna edit the material, but yeah. So I think, let's see. This is pretty close. Oh no. I'm gonna mute desktop audio for a little bit. Let's go. Okay. So I'm probably gonna get striked for this. So we're not gonna look up more YouTube references because this is not something we should be doing. I've already gotten striked before. Because of this. Let's see if it does the same thing with the whole exposure thing. Yeah, it does. That is insanely annoying, dude. So it seems as if like it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain because it's a dark material, but when it's exposed to light, it's light material. So I guess it's not a very light material naturally. So I'm gonna find a midpoint. I mean, I'm not sure if this is really the best idea. So I'll do that. Okay. So that's gonna be our color for the, it doesn't preserve the actual color. It's really strange. Can't actually preserve the color of the image as I take the screenshot now. Really weird. But there we see some more details that we could add to, like the antennas and stuff that we don't have on this model. So I have no idea how I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to think, because this seems, do you guys know what this type of window is? It's black, but the reflection is, it's like polarized. Yeah, I think that's the term. Polarized window. And then for the material here, the ACs. So I'm gonna use a dirt generator for those edges. So we're gonna make this a little darker because we don't want too much lightness on it, because then it'll just kind of ruin the like the authenticity of the material. And it's not too brown. I mean, no, this looks pretty saturated to me. So I think we should leave the saturation as is. In fact, it might even be lower than it should be, but 0.55. Okay. We're gonna call this wall 1 because we're gonna have multiple wall materials. And so we have this one. I'm gonna leave the color as it is because I don't want to spend too much time on the color. I'm gonna try messing with some of these different. So, and we'll leave the roughness on for this one. It needs to be a lot more grainy than this, so let's try 128. 64. I don't really like it. There's something about it that's like, oh, I think I know what I could do. So, what if we added fill layer, source the color from wall 1 into the fill layer, and then, so we're gonna call this base, and then mat or something, wall 1. So this is the wall 1 group. And so I'm gonna go ahead and lower the opacity of this material. So let's see if we can kind of like blend multiple different materials. Like, I don't know, I'm not, this isn't like a method I've ever used, but I'm just trying different things to see if I can get the look that I want. So there, that kind of made it better, I'd say. Yeah, because now it looks like it's a little bit less, it doesn't look very random, but I imagine it's as soon as we blend it with other materials, then maybe we could even try that smooth concrete material. We're gonna call this mat 2 and source the color. Okay. So increase the tiling a little too much, obviously, but what if we lower the opacity to something? That's not what's okay. We need to lower the height first. In fact, let's go ahead and let's bring the height back up. Yeah, so that looks random. The scale is ridiculous, right? But you can still bring down the opacity, and it looks like there's like some randomness in the material. But this is still way too big. (31.71). 31.41. Kind of rotate it a little bit. Nah, it's still way too big. Let's try 37. I'm gonna get rid of the roughness on this one because it's honestly kind of obnoxious. It's not smooth. It's supposed to be a roughness. Okay. No, not that high. 54. You're gonna start, you can kind of start to see some of the tiling here. It's not very good. It's not a very pleasant effect. What if we get rid of the metalness? Matte. Okay. Well, here we only want the color, so I think that's gonna help us a bit. So alright, so I'm trying to blend things. I'm not sure if this material is really gonna work. Let's hide it. So we're hiding matte 2. Tiling doesn't seem to be any better, so that means it's probably, wait, it kinda is, not gonna lie. Let's bring the opacity of matte to like 25 actually. Or a little higher at 35. I need the user to be able to see that subtle detail. Okay. It's because we haven't brought down the opacity of this material. I know it's just not, okay. What if we just get rid of the color completely for matte 2? Does that help with the tiling? Oh yeah. Let's add a little tiny bit of color there. Just a little bit. And then let's go back to roughness here. And good luck on your venture. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jose. Appreciate it. Yeah. Just kind of trying something here with the material. I'm still not even sure if it's gonna work, but what if we change the blending mode? So overlay, add, or yeah, well that's what it was before. You know what? We'll leave it on. We'll leave it on here. But I wanna try another material now. Let's look up the ones that Substance has. Cause I wanna see like concrete cast, asphalt. Ooh, dude, this stuff is new. Pretty sure we didn't have some of these before. Okay, so let's try coarse. Concrete coarse. So this is the third material, so we're gonna go matte 3. Oh, it's taking a while to load. Oh boy. Crazy, you appeared in your algorithm. Shout out from Switzerland. Hey, you know, you never know. I've gotten people pop in because in the algorithm I just popped up. You know, it's really random sometimes, but thank you. Really appreciate the fact that you joined. The algorithm can be weird sometimes. I think what's causing that effect is the normal map. Okay, no, actually, let's get rid of the base color. We don't want the base color, do we? No. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so it's actually height. It's actually height. A little too grainy, isn't it? That's a little too much. Unless we increased tiling up a little. Metalness, roughness. So let's get rid of roughness. And, well, height's what we're experimenting with, so we're not gonna get rid of that. No, this is not what I was expecting, honestly. Like, if sorry, I can't speak. If this was the material I'd be using, I'd turn down the opacity a whole lot. A whole lot. Yeah. So yeah, let's scrap this one. And let's try, I thought we were gonna try, let's see if concrete cast has anything interesting we can use. Concrete cast. Oops, let me bring up the live chat again. Hey Vampire, thank you for stopping by. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Okay, so this one looks more interesting. So this is the type of pattern stuff I'm looking for. Because you guys see how... Oh, let's actually close this video up. Just so we don't get striked. Because you guys see how there's kind of like weird stuff going on here. You know, I kind of want to imitate that randomness somehow. So let's... Okay, let's get rid of the roughness. Ooh. So this one's got pretty interesting color. So we're gonna go concrete color, the same one we have. Oh yeah, I like this. It looks cool. It looks very cool. So maybe we could even go 50% on this one. And for mat 2, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that height to like 5, honestly. Like, I don't really like it. Oh. Oh well. Substance it's not gonna crash on me. There we go. Trust me guys, I've been doing this for long enough that I know when Substance, well, actually Substance has never really crashed on me like that, but so we're gonna have those dots be really subtle. Maybe we'll even go 7 on the opacity, just so that you can barely see them. And yeah, so how's this looking? So I kind of want a little bit of roughness, but not this roughness. This is not grainy enough. It needs to be kind of grainy. But right now I'm working on the color aspect of this material. But you guys see kind of how the wall has that grainy appearance. Sent you a link with automatic 3D renders with Google Maps information. Oh, cool. Where'd you send that? Are you in my server, Jose? It seems like it's the same throughout for all these patches. Well, some of these look smoother, but others look grainy, so I wonder if maybe they use different ones. Yeah. A little too dark. No, a little too saturated was what I meant. Okay, we're gonna make it slightly darker and slightly less saturated. Okay, not that much. We'll see how that looks like. Or okay. Through the chat? Oh, because it doesn't pop up for me. Maybe because it's a link. So I'm still looking at this. I'm not sure what changes I should make. I mean, of course, some of this stuff is really exaggerated, but I'm trying to figure out the color first. 35 maybe for this one. Yeah, because now that kind of looks like a splash of dirt. But the details also need to be visible enough that they can be appreciated, so let's go ahead and bump that up just a tad for the sake of that. Okay. This is a YouTube title, Get Maps in 3, any architectural software. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. Yeah, we already have the model, but right now we're getting it, like, the textures, the colors on it. I'm trying different methods here. So yeah, honestly, this looks alright. So for now, we're gonna focus. We're gonna move on to the graininess, maybe, of the material. Just making sure it looks like decent enough, because the graininess is probably gonna be on the height map more than just the color. So now we have that. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sure those resources are useful. I've never used that type of stuff before for 3D software, but I've always wondered, like, kind of how that would turn out. So okay, so the lines, concrete, I think I had a wall smart material, or maybe I don't have it anymore because I reinstalled Substance Painter. But I do have this seashell tiles material. So, I mean, I guess. Oh, this actually does have a little bit of graininess. So maybe this works out as a double material. Let's turn off color. And probably metalness too. And I'd say probably roughness. So we're only left with height. Yeah. I think this is too intense. Let's go ahead and bump that down. So I'm not very convinced on this material, but it kind of looks like the lines we're looking for. These look a little thicker and they vary a little bit. Alright, Jose, thanks for hopping along. Really appreciate you being here and helping me out a little bit. But yeah, okay, so the graininess thing is, we're messing with the lines. We want the lines to be a little bit less intense, but that also affects the graininess. So I'm gonna have to look for another material for that to see if we can kind of like get that merged. So this doesn't look right. So let's see if I can adjust the tile X and Y. Okay, there it is. So there's the Y. There's the S. Maybe we need to tile it a little less. Kind of messing with stuff here. I'm not 100% sure this is the material I'm going to use for this, because, not going to lie, I'm not a huge fan of it. But it looks somewhat close to what we're looking for. So here on Google Earth, I think we have some pretty useful reference. on how the actual lines look like. We can't really make it look exactly like this. I mean, technically we could, but it's way too much work. So yeah, I'm just trying to decrease the tiling to something reasonable. Okay, so it seems like we have a lot less lines on the Y than we have them on the X. Although that does depend on where we're at. So 6, 7, 6, no, that's too little. We need at least 10 or 8. They're not that wide either. That's the thing. It's complicated because they vary. So we actually need more lines on the Y. And I'll try to go a little bit less on the X. But just enough. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is see if this matches somewhat. All right. Kevin, how am I? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I'm also making a terminal, but the resolution of the textures is blurry. Yeah. So that's actually what I'm trying to teach you guys how to do here. So if you see my texture set list, I have a whole bunch of texture sets. And so what this is here in Blender, I have a bunch of materials set up with all these different objects, right? So this is the front of the terminal, the back of the terminal, the ACs. And notice how all of them have their own individual back terminal AC basis material. So what you do is you bake them in Substance Painter. So let me go ahead and show you. So we have all these baked in 4K. And then when you export them, you can individually change the resolution of each to 2K and whatnot, you know, so that they don't all export at 4K because you don't really want that. But you can work with higher resolutions if you just split the objects because you have more UV space. So that's why I'm using this method here. And that's what hopefully you'll be able to get or gain from this. Because it's not that much of a tutorial, it's more of like a walkthrough of how I do it. So that's what I suggest you do, MRE. You you should split the objects so that you have, but you don't have to split every single part of your terminal as different objects, you know. But, you know, consider certain things like frames of the windows or the windows themselves, just so that you can get more resolution on more important parts, like the actual walls and stuff. So size, okay, there we go. So that's what we wanted to adjust. So I think it is size Y. That is a little bit wider, but it's not on all of them, so I might just leave it at 1 for like a general size. And so what would work here? I was thinking maybe, are you making this for a game? Yes, I'm making this for Explain, the flight simulator. So you can actually find this add-on right now on our website, flightsimdesigns.com. It's Pensacola. But I'm retexturing the terminal. I'm upgrading the textures to make it look better. That's basically what I'm doing. So okay. Doesn't look oh, that is very useful. So you guys kind of see how there is a line here, kind of like just one singular line. That kind of gives me a good, like, because right now I have one singular line here, so if I just increase or decrease the scale just a little bit more, I think I decreased it too much. Okay, increase it just enough so that there's a line there. Yeah, so it's not only the resolution and splitting the objects, is also like, you see, let me show you. So I have one UV map here for my ACs. I have another one here for my terminal, but you see kind of how the terminal, it's all unwrapped into one single UV map. So once you split the objects, you have to re-unwrap so that the faces take up more space, because that's how you get more resolution. It's like, as the more space your islands take, the more resolution that face is going to have. That's why you want to do everything evenly. So if you use Blender 3.6 and up, there's a really good UV packing feature. It's like a brand new thing for a packing engine for 3.6. And that's what I would recommend using right now, because right now 3.65 has long-term support of Blender. So if you're not using Blender, you know, you'll still know what re-unwrapping means, hopefully. How long have you been making 3D graphics? I have been doing this for about 2 years, as like game add-ons. About 2.5 years. Yeah. How old are you? I'm 17. So I might just maybe, okay, let's try 8, because I don't want to have to change, I don't want to have to use one material for every single face, although, you know, I could also resort to that, but that's not necessarily something that is practical. Here the actual tile size is a little too big, so So far, maybe something between 8 and 9 has been working the best for me. But we're just kind of gonna have to mess with this. 6.91. Okay. You know what I wish we could do? I wish we could move the lines. Like, move them up or down. Maybe I can. I don't know if I can. So properties. So right now I'm on the material that I'm adjusting. So, okay. Maybe it's square offset? No, that's not what I want. Pattern mask blur attributes? No, it's not attributes. 3D projection settings. Okay, so why? There we go. Okay. This is such a game changer. So here we can kind of offset the Y. And maybe even the X a little bit. Not too much. Okay. I think the X needs to be offsetted a little. Okay. It's not offsetting here, so okay. Z. So how does the Z look like? Oh, great. So we can actually individually, okay, that's useful, because this face is facing perpendicular to the face that this face is facing. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think I got it. Okay, 0.5. Oh, look how perfectly that lines up. That's actually awesome. Okay, not the Y. No. All my values went back to normal. Okay. Okay, so it was 0.05. And then for the Z, I have to change that to 0.025. I think that'll make too big of a difference. I don't really want that big of a difference. And then the Z, okay. Yes. Okay, why does it change? I'm not sure why. At least I know the value. So it's 0.05 on the Y. And then for the Z, it's 0.025. 0.025. And but now for the Yats I need to figure out what value it is. So maybe it is 0.0 or negative 0.02, negative 0.05. What? That makes no sense. Okay, so it's in between 0.3, 5, and 4. Seven sits 5 sits. Okay. Okay. No. It needs to be moved because there's a line going through this window. So the Z needs to be moved here. There will always be a line going through the window. Because of how they're placed. So I'll just go ahead and leave it like that, 0.025, you know, screw it. Okay. Now, I spent a lot of time on this scale thing, but I'm not sure if this is even the right scale for this. Because Maybe they need to be smaller. You know? Okay. Do you guys think they should be smaller? I think they should be smaller. Because there's variation in the scale of like the actual tiles, but I can't really do that unless I made like a custom line that went just slice through that. But then I'd have to come up with a general size for the lines. It's way too complicated for just one wall, you know? There has to be like an in-between point. Okay. So I'm not even sure what I have it at. So store.ini builds. Scenery by developers. So Pensacola. This is what I have right now. Why is this part of the gallery like it doesn't show us enough? No. But you guys see how the scale is just comically large? That's what I'm trying to change. Okay, so you can faintly see it. It's a little bit too big, like, and it looks fine. I mean, not too big, too small. Like the tiles are way too small, but it looks okay. So I think I'm still not sure if this is okay. Let me go back because I have the chat right here and I have the video that I pulled up earlier. But I'm not going to pull it up again because I don't want to get striked. You know? Okay, so I have the video here. Come on. Okay. Okay. I can't see it well enough. Okay. So they are decently sized from what I'm seeing here. I think mine are a little too big though. They're not necessarily like the size that they should be. So we might have to adjust them again. I mean, though, honestly, this scale is fine. If you look at this reference from Google Maps, it doesn't seem like our tiles are too small. It seems to me like they're sized pretty decently. Okay, so we're gonna leave the material as it is. Let's pretend we finished it. We're gonna come back to it later though and see if we can make any more changes. But yeah, so because right now I really want to work on this shouldn't really be my focus right now, but I really want to see how the dirt generator looks like with this. So think we could do this, add a black mask and add generator, maybe? Or I think is add fill layer first. Add fill. And then add generator. And then we're gonna do the dirt generator. Did I do that right? Seems like it. Oh my goodness, this roughness is not good. Let's turn off the roughness. Let's just do color on this one. Nothing but color. Okay. So here is where I kind of mess with the spread. Like, see here it's completely black. So I'm not sure if I could even change it. Okay, so triplanar, hardness, tiling. I don't think it really matters. So dirt generator, grunge amount. We want to scale the grunge out a lot. Triplanar blending contrast. Oh. Dirt contrast. If we increase it, if we decrease this, it's gonna blend in with the material a little more, which isn't necessarily good or bad. I mean, it depends on what look you're going for. I'm gonna go 50% opacity on this at first. And for the amounts, or not the grunge amount, or is it the grunge amount? Oh. Yeah, substance is kind of doing this again. Pull up the chat again. Kind of imagined it would work better. Let's try another one. Let's see if metal edge wear. How's that one? Yeah. No. This is definitely not the one for this terminal. Maybe you could even like add a 10% opacity. Nah. Or what if, okay, what is this? Light? No, it's not what we're looking for. Curvature? Ooh. I wonder how this one's gonna look like. So I do 100% opacity. Ooh. So this looks like there's dirt coming out of those zones with occlusion. Oh no. Okay, let's do let's lower that to like 25, because I kind of like that effect, but I just don't want it to be too intense, you know, because it helps with the occlusion, but it just doesn't, it's not like very appropriate. has a very intense effect. Can I add, okay, let's see. Let's add another generator. Dirts. Okay. Dirt level. Grunge amounts. And scale. So if I increase the dirt level, it's gonna add a lot more grunge to it. Of course, I'm thinking about opacity when I'm... Okay. Looks like he's 7 mats. I just shaved. Just look at my other streams. Just kidding, yeah. I honestly do look like I'm 7. You have a point. By the way, there were 7 people watching earlier. There were a whopping 7 people watching. That's a big amount. More than I usually get on my flying streams. Probably because, like, a lot of the people I figure like that come in for my tutorials aren't necessarily people that are into Explain. Like some are just watching because of substance and, you know. So maybe we'll do linear dodge, or actually multiply. I forgot that existed. And then we'll just increase this and then decrease the opacity. So how do you think this is looking so far? I've been messing with so many different layers and stuff for a while that are kind of similar, but I'm kind of, you know, yeah, good point. But I need an opinion on this. So I think the tiles are decently sized, because I can't really replicate that. I mean, I could, but it would take too much time, because there's variation, and then I would have to make a whole new line, put it there, and then that could possibly interfere with this material that I have. So I'm going for a general thing, and I kind of moved the lines a little bit. Where is it? Ah, it's map 4. So I changed the offset a little bit. Premium gold, thank you. Yeah. I don't think, yeah, honestly, I don't think anyone's gonna pay for Explain. But if we were to do this in Microsoft Flight Simulators, that's the thing. You're learning by yourself, and if yes, what inspired you? I don't really know what inspired me, but yes, I am learning by myself. But yeah, this is kind of what I do now. I just learned it, and this is what I do. That's a good question. I've never really thought... I mean, I've kind of wanted to get into payware at some point, and I guess that was my motivation, but I can't really think of anything else. This window's a little higher. I wonder if that was intentional. It must have been. No, I don't think it was. I just noticed that. So, well, we should move on to the roof material, I think. But yeah, I never got your opinion, Flight Simmer. Don't make me call you by your real name. I could dox you right now. Texture looks way too dark. Hold on. You're gonna get me striked. You're gonna get me copyright striked. Yeah, I have my desktop audio muted, so you guys are not going to hear this ad stuff. That's how the texture looks in real life. Most of the time, at least. But yeah, I also thought maybe I should make it lighter, because technically when the sun's pointing at the texture, it looks lighter, and that's kind of how it's supposed to look like. But yeah, I haven't really been tinkering with the color. It's mostly just been height, but I'll lighten it later if necessary. There's shadows. That effect is probably caused because of the shadows. And why not use a black mask initially, then only add the faces that you need with the texture, because now you need to click on every single face? What do you mean? Because right now this is my wall material. So I'm going to make the roof material, and then I'll add a black mask, and then I'll add the stuff on the roof. You know, and then so on and so forth. Not sure what you're yapping about. Yeah, I know. I kind of agree. It should be lighter. But it just doesn't look right. Let's see. What if I think we can just adjust the base. We don't have to change it on all of them. And then make it a little more saturated. Is that better? Actually, that kind of is better. Not saturated enough, but I think you should use a different texture and paint it there. What do you mean by that? You mean the color of the texture or the lines? Because right now, I'm using like 4 different layers of different textures for the lines. Well, for the lines I'm using 1 layer, but for the rest, also still using my AC units. I mean, you kind of worked on this front part of the terminal anyway. Yeah, I didn't really change much topology wise, except this. I added a window here. That's not on our model in X-Plane, by the way. That's something I realized after release. Or actually, not even after release, before release. I was like, oh my goodness, there's a window there. We need to add it. You know what? Let's work on the window material, because this is like, it's taking a little too much time. I think we can do a good job with the window material. Just to take a little break from that. So I think fill layer. Just make it dark. gonna decrease the roughness all the way. I don't know. You added 9 faces? Where? Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's insane. I just said I added it. I just made it more accurate. Actually, that's your fault, wasn't it? Because you modeled this part of the terminal, so that's technically your fault. Oh my goodness, that's hypocritical. That is hypocrisy right there. Hypocrisy, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna add a not a filler, yeah, a fill layer. I'm gonna try a generator for the windows. I'm gonna increase the roughness. I'm not sure how well this is gonna work, but we're gonna try this anyway. Okay. Too saturated. Just bring that down a whole bunch. Darken it out. Okay, let's see how this looks like. So these should be on the edge. I don't want the height on it. I do want the roughness on it. I don't really care about that stuff. Okay, that looks like it's been frozen. Also, why is this white? Oh, it's because the fill is white. Can this work without the fill? If I just turn off the color, it'll use the fill from my layer. Maybe I should lighten it up, because this is a little too dark. I mean, I know there's a lot of dirt on this. I'm gonna lower it. Yeah, see? It was literally your fault, so. Okay. Look how it just creeps in. It creeps in and then it just like... That would be cool for an animation. I wonder if you can keyframe this stuff. Maybe in Blender, like you can create like some sort of system like this. But if we use the generator, that's a disadvantage. Well, not all, but some part of the window will definitely be covered. That's the thing. So dirt contrast, to kind of decrease that a little bit, kind of gives us a better effect here. I want to lower the roughness all the way. Maybe even increase the metallic to make it stand out. I think I should make the dirt lighter, just so that there's more contrast between the actual, you know. Maybe there's too much dirt. Decrease the dirt level. Why is it gray now? The window shouldn't be gray. Wait. Yeah, that's how intense the generator is. Can you use the same mesh and textures to wet spline on MSFS? Technically, in Microsoft Flight Sim, I mean, if you just have, you can just export this for Microsoft Flight Sim if you wanted to. He was asking me. Just kidding. Yeah. Flight Simmer in chat is the guy who you should ask for anything related to Microsoft Flight Sim, because that's not really my field. Like, I don't really work with that sim that much. Not really sure what. It affects the overall roughness here of the thing. So what if I random? No, I don't think the seed matters. See, I think that's a big problem because there's the faces, not all the faces of this window, of the window material, have the same normals. Some of these are facing this way, others are facing that way, so it's going to be a complicated thing to use a generator for this. Unless I figured out somehow to have that not really be dependent on the normals. Or, okay, what if position? Dang, I lost that. Windows, position, okay. Use triplanar to true. That didn't really help. No, it doesn't really do much. Because it's all because of the normals. I don't think there's necessarily a solution for this. Unless I manually took care of every single face that is facing that way, that way, that way, that way. So all of these would have the same material. Then these would have a different material. And then these would have a different material. I could do that, but it's a little impractical, you know? That's the problem with that. But it's the only thing I can think of. So for now, we could try that. Or, actually, let's save ourselves some pain and try a smart mask to see if that... The position tester you were playing with at the bottom, I already tried that. So, position, I already removed that. It didn't really do much. Oh, world space normal. Curvature, no, we actually need that. So remove position, it doesn't do anything. What is the highest number you have ever counted to in your life? Like 1,000, I guess. I don't know, maybe. You need to decrease latency because the messages get to you so late. Okay. Yeah, that would explain why you just told me to mess with the position, because I literally had messed with that earlier. So yeah, so we're gonna use a smart mask, or actually, yeah, okay. So we're gonna use the same material. We're gonna see if a smart mask works. I'm sure there's something with like edge stuff. Okay, so here it says edge dust. We're gonna try that. Okay. What? Wait. Oh, interesting. Why? That's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, okay. So now we're using this one. That one didn't really work. This one for some reason does work. Yeah. Decrease the saturation a whole bunch. This kind of looks similar like the one we had before. To the one we had before. Do you think it looks... I think it looks pretty good. So we're definitely gonna have to change the color of this dirt to something a little lighter, or just visible, noticeable. And Well, mainly the roughness, because that's kind of the point. So we'll get rid of that for now. Dust surface. These are all like new masks that I haven't really ever tested before. So there's ground dirt fibers. Oh. No. Oh, it applied it to the front terminal. Okay, let's go back. Fibers. Rust. Why are you making it orange? Making what orange? Tiling, opacity. I don't want height on this. I don't want anything other than roughness on this, actually. Let's see. Just the general dirt layer. This is the one we were using before. Are you trying to make dirt texture for the windows? Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying the masks because the generator doesn't seem to work as well as I thought it was going to. So far this is probably what looks the most decent, just because you can notice some that looks like crap. Yeah, that one, the one on the screen. Yeah, so this is the one I have right now, the one I tried earlier, and I'm not a huge fan of this one either. Okay, you try it. You try making this. You probably can't even do it. Okay. So let's try a different... Make it less obvious. Alright, well, it'll look like there's nothing there, but... Where is it? Okay, well, that's one way to make it less obvious, by removing the color. Yeah, they keep windows clean in real life. Yeah, I mean, you can't really leave everything very clean in the simulator. But I do agree there has to be a balance. I think that is maybe a little less. How about 40? 30, no, 30. No, a little more. 40. Yeah, yeah, but you kind of have to make it obvious to a certain point, like kind of like this, subtle but not too clean, because if it looks too clean it's gonna look boring like that. So like that's unrealistic. Yeah, so that's what I have here. So there's a little bit on the edge, there's a little bit more on the inside. Yeah, no one cleans them in the sim, yeah. Yeah. But you know how I am with like wear and tear stuff. I try to make it obvious, but there's obviously got to be a balance. Like, you can't. Oh yeah, JFK. And it's kind of ironic because it's like a city known for like all these skyscrapers and whatnot. You should be good at cleaning windows. How does that look? Oh my goodness. I think this looks better. Maybe a little less. Never been so irrelevant. Well, I try. I think this looks good. I think you guys would agree that this looks good. If not, maybe less. Like, in real life, if I saw windows like this, I would probably go track down whoever is in charge of cleaning them and hit them. No, I wouldn't do that. But this is decently clean, but also decently dirty, that you can tell. It's not necessarily very realistic, but it is, it looks good, to be fair. See, even I'm not gonna, yeah, even Flight Simmer agrees. So I'm gonna leave them as black because, okay. So this is the mask that we're gonna use then. And they kind of look polarized, so if you point this, hold on, shift, or it wasn't shift, right? It was shift right. Oh, yeah. How did I not think of this? How did I not think of this? I could have literally done this. Why does that siding texture look the same? Because I kind of just started. So, I had an idea. So, instead of having the lighting, I could literally set up the lighting the same way it was set up in the video. So in the video, it was pointing there. It was pointing right there. I don't know how to point it. Okay, now it's pointing this way. I think that's how it was, right? No, it's because it's coming from above, right? I might need to change the angle. Let's see, short keys, shortcuts. That should be a term, short keys, because they're shortcut keys. Yeah, so that's how it was on the video. It was pointing that wall. And then these were just kind of like dark like that. Okay. So Lee, what would you say about this wall material? This is one of, the best I could come up with. I was trying to come up with something grainy, but also like slightly detailed. Like there's some like splashes of dirt here and there. The scaling on this, you mean? Or on, oh, okay, I see what you mean by siding. I didn't know what you meant by siding at first. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier. I was actually asking people on the chat if we would lower this, because technically here there's some uneven parts, but it's also kind of wide, so I was not really sure if the scale was good or if I should lower it. Let's see. Honestly though, the scale is fine. Yeah, it does look flat. That's what I was thinking about. I don't really like this line material, but that's the one. That's the one on here. That's kind of like the one we have here. Would you guys say I should add, like, along with the height map, I should add color to the lines? A little smaller scale. Okay, look. Look at the lines here. And then look at the lines here. Add an asphalt layer to it. Yeah, I had one earlier, but I had to lower the opacity of everything. Let's look for that. So this is the one I was looking at, but I never added it. Let's go back. The problem with asphalt layers is that you need to, sometimes they're too grainy. And there's not enough variation. It's just gonna look very monotone. That's why I've been waiting a little bit before I jump into that. So I think the scale here needs to go up. Okay, yeah. So lines black, scale needs to go up on this one. On this side at least. I think on this side it's fine, but this side I think we need to. Let's see, scale. No, that's not it. Height map, better metal, and the lines need to be thicker and more defined. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so I think I know how to do that. So I just have to duplicate the material if you want the more wait, no. I just remembered I have the height lowered a whole bunch when I was editing it, so I don't need to duplicate it. Okay. So the lines are a little more defined there. Okay, yeah, that looks better. So now I'm gonna increase the scale here. Square size at no. I'm gonna duplicate it and I'm gonna make it different on this side. Because if I change the material on here, it's gonna change here too. And I don't want that to happen. Because here I think it looks fine, but yeah. I am gonna go ahead let's see what's happening here. Okay, so I'll duplicate the material. And for that side, I'll make the lines bigger. But there's one problem. And it's the fact that this stuff, yeah, I think, I'm not sure if I would add a black color to the lines. Because it's not black here. That's just the height. And it just needs that asphalt layer, in my opinion. The resolution needs to be better, but what gives? So, you know, tell you what, we're gonna try asphalt now. We're gonna get rid of color, and we're only gonna leave height on for now. And we're gonna go ahead and decrease the opacity. Okay, yeah. I think we need to increase the tiling. 128. Okay. See, the thing with that is that I think it looks a little bit too, okay. I'll just increase the scale to the point where you can barely see the ugly graininess. Okay. Lower scale, but remember, it can't be as low as last time. Because last time it was too low, and that didn't look good. So how's that scale? Too big? Higher texture overall. Yeah, I don't... This looks very, like... I don't know how to explain it, but this looks kind of glossy. Is it maybe because of the roughness? Maybe we should... Or the metallic of the wall? Yeah, I don't really like this. This looks like really, really big smooth concrete tiles. Higher texture. You need to unwrap it again. I already unwrapped it again. That's the thing. I might need to split it into more sections. Okay, so we redefined the lines. That doesn't look glossy. No, it does. Kind of. Hold on, let me show you. There's even glossiness. Yeah, that's probably why. So let me get rid of the roughness. There we go. Okay, that is much better. That is much better. Okay, I would agree that this looks good. Reduce the metal. I turned it off. I don't really need metalness. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Now I need to increase the scale on this side. You know what I'll do? I'll make it rough enough, so I'll keep the roughness. Where's the... Okay. But there needs to be like arbitrary roughness. It can't just be like just... Because this looks way too flat, like Flight Simmer said. And that's kind of what it had before, but I would say that this looks very good. Yeah. Well, you see, you can kind of already see it though. The rough asphalt look. I kind of want it to be subtle, and then use another material for the actual roughness. You know? But don't overdo it. That's what I'm trying to do, because I overdid it last time, and then the scale of the roughness was too much. So here we have, I think the scale here is too big, but if I change it, it's also going to change here. That's why I don't want to do it. So I'll do this. I'll just duplicate the material. I think this needs more height. Oh, I can adjust the grain size. Where is it? Okay. There we go. Not too much. Okay, let's do 12. Yeah, I have it on 12 now. I had it at 8 before, now I have it on 11, 12. So we'll do 12 for that. Yeah. I think that actually looks quite decent. And then for wall 2, I'm gonna add a black mask. And I'm gonna do this. But I need to do normal on the height. There we go. Wait. And normal. Right? Yeah. It's gonna look the exact same. It's supposed to. I'm gonna try to look for a material and substance source, because I don't really want to resort to projecting from a screenshot as my first idea for that roof material. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm doing all of the ones. Wait. I'm gonna clear the mask. It's only the ones that are facing this way. Those are the only ones I need to adjust here. Alright, don't bother me, guys. I'm locked in. Just kidding. Okay. Does the scale of this even matter? Is it even the same material? I don't even think it's the same one. Oh, it is the same one. But the scale for that is actually pretty big. So I might just leave that like that. And if anything, I can just change it later. Okay. No, dude, don't you notice it's triangulated? That's not the actual topology. It's because I had to triangulate it because these faces were basically like half rendered. I'm surprised you weren't able to tell that it was triangulated. That's kind of what I had to do. Let's see, offset. Okay, first tiling. Okay. Normal. For the height, it's because this bottom one doesn't have it at normal. Or this entire material. It's mat 4. Or is it mat 3? I don't know which one of them it is. So overlapping height maps. Height overlapping normal maps? It's possible. Normal. Let's do it on the third one. Yeah, it's map 4, but I'm not sure exactly why the height, because this layer is above this one. So if it's map 4, it's on norm for height at 10, and then for norm it's set to norm, right? So it's still overlapping for some reason. I don't think that's fixing it. I'll just hide it for now. Figure it out in a bit. I think this scale is good. Let's see, map 4, tiling, no, a lot less than this. Right there. Look at that. Is that a little too much or is that good? Because look at that. Look at how that fit. Look at how well that fit. That literally looks perfect. Oh my goodness. Such a genius. Now I need to figure out why the height map, this height map is overlapping with the one that I have up here. Because I have it all masked out. It shouldn't be doing that. But oh well. So what if I put it above? Or not inside, not up. Let's leave it below, actually. And then mat 4, linear dodge, normal. Base, normal. I'm not sure what any of this has to do with my height map, but I literally can't figure out exactly what is causing that overlap. But yeah, this is basically what we have now. I think this scale is good for this side. But we're gonna have to figure out why this height map overlaps with this one. That shouldn't really be happening. So okay. So for this side, I think I left it as it was. Not sure exactly. But well, okay, so height, roughness, metallic, normal. So I have NMDT on pretty much all of them except the actual height layer. So I'm not sure, I don't think it's a height layer. Let's take a look at map 4. Let's inspect it for a little bit. So I only have the height channel turned on, so it shouldn't have anything to do with the normal, since it's about map 4. and it only affects the height, really. So it shouldn't affect the above layer. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and save this into my Pensacola updates as updated terminal. Actually, let's go ahead and hide wall 2 or wall 1, sorry. Just kind of waiting on that. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and save. Okay, let me pull up. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. We did part of the windows. We did a little bit of this wall. We did that wall too, I guess. I mean, we still have to figure out why this wall and this wall overlaps. That shouldn't really happen. Maybe it's an obvious thing that I'm not noticing, but hopefully that's the case. That way I can fix it quickly on the next stream. But yeah, thank you for those of you who joined along. And yeah, that's basically a little bit of the retexturing of this terminal. And hopefully next time we can make more progress as we're focusing. We're probably going to be focusing a little bit more on some more other details that are not, you know, the wall. So yeah. Thank you all for watching.